Before we begin, we would like to say hello to all the new subscribers to the channel, over 70 of you who've joined us following our takedown of the SNP's Uncle Fester. We are proud to have played a part, however small, in the creepy bastard's downfall. However, in the interest of transparency, we should point out that the grumpy old fan isn't all about the SNP brown shirts. Lots of other things make us grumpy too, like Marxists, woke wankers, and living in a society where drag queen story hour is the socially acceptable face of paedophilia. If those things make you grumpy too, welcome to the channel. But the thing that really makes us grumpy is the clusterfuck that is modern day Doctor Who. What the fuck is this? Seriously, what the actual fuck is this shite? You've got to be kidding me.
Fuck off!
Right, should we get started?
Yes!
I'm rather looking forward to it.
Here we go then.
Oh, for God's sake! Piss off!
Why am I surrounded by idiots?
Hello, Grumpies. Greetings from the Shadowband Dimension. Doctor Who used to be a Time Lord from the planet Gallifrey in the constellation of Cerberus, a madman with a box who fought monsters and always won in the end. Now, he's a Gender Lord from the planet Wokifrey in the constellation of Diversperus, and the only monsters in the world of Doctor Who are the ones at the BBC who are running the show. Gary Lineker is a monster created by the BBC. He broke their impartiality guidelines on Twitter for years, and they let him get away with it, so we shouldn't be surprised that they failed when they tried to finally rein him in. The SNP is a monster created by the Tony Blair government when they established the Scots Parliament in 1997. It's a monster that grew when the Labour Party fucked itself over the Iraq War. But the monsters always lose in the end. The BBC won't survive the bad publicity they're going to get when the licence fee goes up with inflation to 175 quid, and the SNP won't survive in the post-Sturgeon era. Salmond and Sturgeon are the Jezebel and Ahab of the SNP, or the Isa and Winston if you prefer. There's been no leadership contest in the SNP for 20 years, and it shows. The dear leader is on her farewell tour, subtitle I'm Human Too. Her first stop was the Estrogen Brigade on Loose Women, rather than her pal Wee Lorraine Kelly. But it's hard to feel empathy for a woman who, quote, detests the Tories and everything they stand for. A woman who had a miscarriage while simultaneously being a champion for the rights of her fellow women to murder their unborn babies, and enforcing exclusion zones around abortion clinics in case it actually stops a baby being murdered and put up for adoption instead. The SNP is no different from any other political party. There's always the tension between the zealots and the pragmatists. They're Daleks, always striving for ideological purity. Now, the two lassies in the election think it's a stitch-up by the party establishment in favour of Humus Useless, and they'd be right. But even if pragmatist wee Katie Forbes does win, will she be able to keep a lid on the internal tensions within the party that will result? I doubt it. This is one monster that will tear itself apart. No doctor required. The BBC and the SNP will do it to themselves. Until the next time, resist the Marxists, don't vote SNP, don't be a sheep, don't pay your TV licence fee, because you don't have to if you don't watch live television, did you know that? And above all, stay grumpy.
If you're a lefty and have been affected by anything in this video,
Fuck off!